Okay, so here's my 2-second improvement in my plane. Been flying this plane for 8 years, and the problem is these are my switches right here for my ice protection and boots, pitot heat, and so forth. And the problem is I can never tell whether or not they're on or off. And if you leave one on after you've landed, you run down the battery and then you have an APU start. It's a real problem. Happened to me quite a few times. And I always look at these and stare at them because they don't toggle all to the same position. It's sometimes a little difficult to tell. So I've got an idea to use a red Sharpie to put a line right here so that I can glance at it through visual controls and see that they're in the correct position with just one glance. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm back, and all I did was take a red Sharpie and put a red line across there. So if that switch was like that, just because it's not connected, it clearly tells me they're not in the off position. If this one was left on, very easy to see that one is not in the right position. The one that gets me the most is the low and high windshield heat, which can really do damage to the windshield if you leave it on, and it's so clear that it's not in the right position. Everything's off, all red lines are across the top edge. 2-second improvement, took me 8 years to figure it out. Wow. Okay, here's my 2-second improvement on the other side now. This is lighting and alternator and a few other switches that I have to make sure that I get in the right position every time. As you can see, they're not all toggled, and they all don't say off if they're in the correct position when I land the plane. So I'm going to put a red mark across the top and watch how simple it will be for me just to glance at this and know 100% that all the switches are in their correct configuration for landing and stopping the plane. Okay, it's all done. All the red lines connected. In one glance, I know 100% the switches are in the correct position when the plane is in the shutdown mode. Never have to guess at it again. Never have to think about it for longer than a split second.